Entrepreneurial Mindset, Episode 3. The best decisions are not born from certainty, but from the courage to act. How many opportunities have you missed? Not because they were bad, but because you waited too long to decide? Many entrepreneurs believe the biggest risk is making a mistake, but the reality is different. The biggest risk is often not deciding at all, because while you wait for the perfect moment, someone else is already building the future you envisioned. Today, you'll discover how great leaders make decisions when no one has all the answers. And you'll learn why indecision can cost much more than a mistake. In 1994, Jeff Bezos had a job that many people would have considered their dream job. An excellent salary, prestige, a promising future. However, the internet was beginning to grow at an unprecedented rate. Bezos knew that this opportunity could change the world, but he also knew he could lose everything. For weeks, he analyzed figures, markets, projections. He spoke with experts. He read studies. And finally, he understood something that transformed his life. He would never have all the information he wanted. So he asked himself a different question. When I'm 80 years old, what decision will I regret the least? That question gave birth to Amazon, not because it eliminated uncertainty, but because it changed his way of thinking. Big decisions begin when we stop waiting for guarantees. Our brains seek security, not growth. Every important decision consumes mental energy. Scientists call this phenomenon decision fatigue. The more decisions we make, the harder it is to maintain clarity. Furthermore, psychologist Daniel Kahneman demonstrated that people feel the pain of losing much more intensely than the satisfaction of winning. That's why we often let extraordinary opportunities pass us by. Not because they're bad, but because we imagine the worst possible scenario. And when fear takes over, logic begins to disappear. Fear exaggerates risks and minimizes opportunities. Jeff Bezos developed a tool that thousands of leaders use today. He classified decisions into two types. Type 1 decisions. These are difficult to reverse. Buying a company, selling a business, investing large sums of money. These require in-depth analysis. But there are also Type 2 decisions. These are reversible. If they don't work, you can correct them. Changing campaign, modifying a process, testing a new product. The problem is that many companies spend months analyzing decisions they could test in a few days. Meanwhile, the competition has already learned. They've already improved, and they've already moved forward. Don't confuse evidence with a sentence. Netflix bet on streaming when almost no one believed it would work. It was a decision fraught with uncertainty, but they acted. Kodak, on the other hand, invented the digital camera. Yes, they invented it. However, they feared impacting their traditional business. They decided to wait. While Netflix forged ahead, Kodak watched, and that difference changed history. The one with the best idea doesn't always win. Often, the one who decides to act first wins. The next time you have to make an important decision, remember these 5 ideas. 1. Don't wait to have all the information. If you have enough to move forward responsibly, move forward. 2. Ask, can this decision be reversed? If the answer is yes, don't let it become a never-ending problem. 3. Set a deadline. Decisions without a deadline usually never happen. 4. Listen to advice. But remember, the ultimate responsibility will always be yours. 5. Learn to correct mistakes. The best leaders aren't those who never make mistakes. They're those who learn the fastest. Deciding is also about training your leadership. A journalist asked a mountain climber when he knew he would reach the summit. He replied, "I never knew. I only knew what the next step was." Business works the same way. No one can see the whole mountain. Only the next step, and that step is a decision. Confidence doesn't appear before taking action. Confidence is born after proving, time and again, that you are capable of facing the consequences of your decisions. This is how leaders are built. This is how companies are built. And this is how an extraordinary life is built. Peter Drucker said, "Whenever you see a successful business, someone made a courageous decision. Don't let fear decide for you. Get informed, reflect, decide, learn, adjust, and decide again. Because success rarely belongs to those who wait. It usually belongs to those who move forward." If this episode helped you understand that indecision also has a cost, share it with another entrepreneur who is currently facing an important decision. Leave me a comment below. What decision have you been putting off, and what step can you take this week to move forward? And if you want to continue strengthening your leadership and entrepreneurial mindset, subscribe and join me in this series, Entrepreneurial Mindset, where each episode is designed to help you build not only a successful business, but also a life with purpose, balance, and confidence. Always remember, you don't need to have all the answers to take the next step. You need the courage to begin. Until the next episode. Red G. Grupo Emprende.com, Y.com, MX, Ian Feis Group.